Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't done a speaking video, like a talking video, in so long. I promised you guys my first trimester video months ago, and I did it. The footage came out so bad, so I didn't want to post it. I haven't had time to film it again, so here we are. So I am currently 18 weeks. I will be 19 weeks on Thursday. Today is Sunday, so Thursday will be 19 weeks. I actually have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and I believe it's our anatomy scan. Fingers crossed, because I cannot wait to see baby girl. We do have what's it called, an elective ultrasound in the afternoon that same day, so I'm excited to see her either way. We haven't seen baby girl since she was 7 weeks, so she was like a jelly bean, and I'm so excited to see her. So we are in the second trimester now. Whew. There's a lot to talk about from my first trimester. If you guys don't know who I am Angie. I am Makeup Angel on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, anywhere. I am Makeup Angel 23. But my name is Angie. I am currently pregnant with baby number 2. Some of my journey with baby number 1 is here on YouTube. In case you guys want to check it out, I will try to link some of the videos when I found out I was pregnant and stuff. That was about almost 4 years ago, or exactly 4 years ago since I found out. Baby girl will be 4 in October, so we are having a second baby girl, as far as we know. So we did the sneak peek test, the clinical one. Sneak peek is a blood test that you can get done at like 8 weeks, from 8 weeks forward, and it will tell you through your blood if it's a boy or a girl. Some people have said that they've gotten like the wrong gender. We are hoping that it's not wrong and it is a girl, because I already bought a lot of stuff for her. Not a lot, but I've been like, every time I go to the store I see a cute outfit and I'll buy it, and you know. So I was hoping for a boy because I don't know if I can handle more than 2 kids. Let's hope I can, because I'm such a wimp, but I'm sure once the baby's here we'll get into a routine later and it'll just get a little easier, you know, once they get a little older. So baby number 2 is due in August. We are currently 5 months. At the beginning of 5 months we are 18 weeks, about to be 19, like I said. So let's talk about the first trimester. So the first trimester, I found out I was pregnant in December. I also need to do the video talking to you guys about how we got pregnant, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it here. So we had been trying for about 10 months already. Actively trying maybe 5 months, but we had not prevented it for about 10 months, in hopes of just, you know, randomly getting pregnant. But it wasn't happening. In November I started kind of, you know, losing faith, as it took so long. With Elena, we got pregnant. Elena, I feel like we got pregnant pretty fast. I wanted to lose weight. In January I started going to the gym with my friends, because they say that if you lose weight you get pregnant. So I started going in January. By February 27th I found out I was pregnant. So it took about a month and a half, maybe a month, to get pregnant. So it was like, it was crazy for me to be like, oh snap, like I'm pregnant now. I quit the gym, of course, and you know, had her. So this time around, all year I tried to lose weight. I am a lot heavier. I was a lot heavier than I was with Elena. So I was trying to lose weight. I was doing everything I could. I could not be consistent. I did not have motivation. And I feel like I kind of got into like a depression mode where I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit and eat chips, and just because of the whole thing that was happening of not being able to have, not being able to get pregnant, I feel like it was hurting me more. And I was just kind of like, I didn't want nothing. So, and around in November, this is a Thanksgiving baby. So, in November, Thanksgiving like week, my husband was home for longer than usual because he is a truck driver. So he was home longer than usual that week. So that week, I had already been kind of studying, like looking up like the ovulation strips and stuff like that. So I got an app called Pre-Mom, and I got into the Facebook group, and I found out I was researching a lot of stuff. And then one day, it was those 3 days, I decided to go to the dollar store, and I went to the Dollar Tree and I got ovulation tests. They sell ovulation tests at Dollar Tree. So I bought ovulation tests and I took them and I checked them. Apparently I was kind of getting into my ovulation peak. And then I got on Amazon and I ordered a big box of ovulation tests that came with pregnancy tests and ovulation tests. And I was like, you know what? Like, this might help, because I was actually ovulating way later than my app was telling me. I was ovulating a whole week after the app was saying. So I feel like that kind of messed with us, because I would kind of be like, I'm ovulating now, we need a baby dance. And it wasn't happening because I wasn't ovulating on those days. But I guess I wasn't really in sync with it, and I never kind of caught up to it. I always thought my cycles were 28 days and that's how it's always been, but no, they ranged from 28 to even 40 something days sometimes. So I really needed the ovulation strips to tell me when I was ovulating. So by some miracle, when I took those tests from Dollar Tree, I was ovulating, or I was about to get to my peak. So it took about 2 days to get the test. 2 days, because I ordered them on Amazon. So it took 2 days to get the test. Once I got them, of course, the days that my husband was home, we baby danced. And the sperm can live for about 5 days, I believe. So you have like those 5 days where you can get pregnant. So if you're ovulating, that's why they say you should baby dance like days before you ovulate, during ovulation, and after ovulation, because you don't really know when the egg is there and when their sperm and the egg will meet. So once I got the test, I kept testing, and I feel like my peak was those days where I didn't have any tests and I didn't test. And by then we had already baby danced, and I guess it was cooking up in there, because about 15 days later, whenever it was time for my period to come, it felt weird. And the number one reason I thought I was pregnant was because I had the weirdest craving. When I was younger, my mom would cook canned corn, like elote, and she would heat it up, put it in a cup, put mayo and chile. And this type of chile is kind of like what you put on your fruit. It's a liquid. It's not like tajin, but it's like for your fruit. We used to eat it like that when we were little. The corn and the chile and the mayonesa and everything. So I had the weirdest craving for that, and thank God I had it at my house, because I made it right away. And I craved that for 2 days straight. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with me? And I was telling my husband, I was like, I think I'm pregnant. But I don't want to get my hopes up. And I don't want to get your hopes up. Because... So, in September, this was November. In September, I was taking birthday pictures. And that specific day, I started my period. It was the most heavy, horrible, painful period I had ever had in my life. I hadn't felt cramps like that in ever. Like, they were just out of this world type of cramps. So I highly believe I had a chemical pregnancy in September, and that is why it was so bad that month. And it was the day of my pictures. that I was taking for my birthday, and it was so horrible. I felt horrible. I feel like I didn't look good in my pictures because of how I felt. I felt so ugly. I felt so, it was just so bad. And I was driving and cramping and cramping and cramping. It was so bad. And I didn't realize what a chemical pregnancy is until I looked it up. And a chemical pregnancy is whenever you get pregnant, but it's not viable. And a lot of people, this is more common than you know. I didn't know it was this. I have researched so much after trying to conceive this baby and everything, because it's really opened my eyes to this, and how us women, the stuff we go through is ridiculous. Like, it's just so crazy. And my heart goes out to everybody out there that is trying to conceive right now, because you guys, I know how it feels, and it sucks. It completely sucks. It's the worst feeling. It feels like you have failed as a mom, like as a woman. It feels like, sometimes it feels like you're failing your husband. I've definitely felt like that. When that happened in September, I did spot before my period. So I had told my husband, and I was really excited because I was like, I think I'm pregnant. I never spot. That is the most randomest thing. I never ever spot. So it was the most randomest thing. I thought I was pregnant. Turns out I wasn't. But I highly think that's what happened. I just did not get checked or anything. Usually chemical pregnancies, you don't know you're even pregnant, because you get your period, and women usually assume that is your period, but sometimes it's the chemical pregnancy going away. So I believe it was that. I'm not 100% sure about it because I didn't get checked, but I highly think it was because of how it felt and how horrible I felt around that time. So moving forward to November, December. So right before my period, this is turning into a how I got pregnant instead of first trimester thing, but you know, you guys get me. So before my period, I was testing every single day like a mad woman, because I had gotten the pregnancy test also, the strips. They're super cheap on Amazon. So I was testing every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, because I was insane. About a day or 2 before I was supposed to get my period, I saw a very faint line, and I showed it to my friends, I showed it to my husband, and everybody said, no, you're crazy, you don't see nothing. Okay. I took one in the morning. It's supposed to be the morning pee the best. I don't believe it. I took one at night after holding my pee for 4 hours, which is what you're supposed to do. At night, it was darker. The next day, I took another one. It was darker. The line was there. I was pregnant. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. I freak out. That was me literally reacting to it like I was pregnant. I had already seen the faint lines, but in that video, you guys see my reaction because I bought a digital one. And the digital ones are supposed to be less sensitive, so they're not supposed to work so early. So I honestly thought it was going to come out negative, and I was just going to be like, you know, whatever. It was positive, and I freaked out crying because I couldn't believe it. And it's been such a blessing. But the first trimester, you guys, just had me in a bunch of emotions. So I was talking to my friend about this the other day, about how, oh, baby girl has her toy and it's so loud. Hopefully you guys, I can cut that off. But so I was talking to my friend about this, that it feels like the second baby should be a lot less worried. Like you should be a lot less worried because you've been through it. But I feel like the first time, cloud 9 being pregnant with baby girl, because it was totally different. I felt on cloud 9. I felt I was planning baby shower from the moment I knew I was pregnant. I had everything planned out for her. It was like the best thing ever. And this time around, I guess because of the chemical pregnancy and because of a lot of stories of women that I had read that did not turn out good worried me. And I thought, you know, if it can happen to her, it can happen to me. Just because I had a good first pregnancy doesn't mean I will have another one. And also I had a C-section with my first. So I started reading a lot about how C-sections affect fertility and affect you actually carrying another baby. So all that, sometimes it's good to research and know, but I feel like sometimes it's bad because it messes with your head. So the first couple of weeks were horrible because I feel like I couldn't get excited. I started spotting around 7 weeks, or I thought I was 7 weeks. You know how they go by your period? Don't go by that. Go by your conception date, that if you know it, or ovulation date, because your period date is way off. Once they did an ultrasound, they were like, no, you're earlier. You're 7 weeks. And I was supposed to be 9 weeks. So that was just ridiculous. They ended up changing my due date twice, and then this next appointment I have coming up, I'm hoping they change it again to a week earlier, because that's my date, like my conceiving time frame. So I feel like that's the correct due date. Right now they have me at August 26th, and I feel like it's August 19th that should be the due date, but we'll see what they. I will show you all the belly in a little bit. So the first trimester, as I was saying, the first couple of weeks, about 3 weeks, I was spotting, and it was never dark red, but it was pink, a little brown, mucus, like just a lot of stuff. And I got really worried, and I swear I thought something was wrong. I went to go get checked somewhere, and they did check the ultrasound, and they only saw like the sac. And the lady was like, you're very early, you're probably 5 weeks, which is kind of like 3 weeks because you're the period date. And she was like, so you're very early on, but you are pregnant. And I was like, okay. So I spent money for no reason because that's how they told me. But it was reassuring. They did blood work, and my HCG levels were high. So I was definitely pregnant. And the regular doctor was not going to see me until 8 weeks. When I went in, I said, I'm almost 9 weeks, whatever. He sent me for an ultrasound, and he was like, no, you're 7 weeks. So I was like, okay, so you're pushing my due date again 2 weeks after, like 2 weeks late. And it sucked. I was like, oh my God, by the time I had my next appointment, I thought I was already like 13 weeks. And he was like, no, you're 10. And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is crazy. I just hate it being pushed back because I feel like I was farther along, because this happened with Elena. With Elena, the first time I went, they told me, no, you're 5 weeks, or 6. And you can only see the sac and like the little jelly bean inside growing. And I was like, okay. But I thought I was farther along. By the time I went back for another ultrasound, these were elective ultrasounds. I went again, and I was about 13 weeks or something like that, or less than 13 weeks. And she was like, no, you're 13 weeks. And I was like, what? You told me I was 2 weeks less. So the baby caught up. So I felt like that's what was going to happen with this baby. So I'm thinking they'll probably change my due date again. But with Elena, I had way more ultrasounds than with this baby. So I've only had one. So I'm excited for the elective one we chose because it's a 5D. Even though I'm pretty sure she's going to look a little funny because she's little still. But I want to see her moving and kicking and, you know, all that good stuff. So those first weeks were horrible. I felt so depressed because I felt like I was gonna lose the baby. I feel like we were not gonna get to where I am right now. And I was telling my husband something's wrong. I was cramping, and I was just like, something's wrong. And once I went to my doctor for the first appointment, I told him everything, and he said, if you are having intercourse or if you know, are doing too much stuff, you will you will spot, but it's normal. It's normal. I was like, well, it's not happening when we're having intercourse. It's happening days later. He was like, yeah, it's normal. I was like, okay, I guess. Like, I didn't experience this with Elena, so it was just very weird. And just thinking about I had a C-section thing and how that could affect it, I was just thinking the worst. And I feel like that's how we are. But I feel like the second time around, we should be a lot more calmer and more happy about it. Like, we've already been through this, but I feel the opposite. I feel like you let me know. You guys let me know if you guys went through this, because I felt like I felt so just down. I felt like I didn't want to tell people. We told our close families. We didn't announce till closer to Christmas, because I did like a Christmassy kind of announcement. I didn't announce on Instagram for a little while, I think. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But I did take a little while longer with Elena. As soon as I found out, I told my whole family, like close family. And then like a week later, we announced it. With this baby, we waited at least like 3 or 4 weeks, because I was really nervous that it wasn't gonna stick, and I didn't want to tell people and then, you know, have to be like something happened. So it was just very stressful. I cannot imagine, and I do not want to imagine. I can't imagine what people that have actually had losses gone through. I cannot even begin to understand what you guys have gone through. So it was just very hard, and through it, I wish there was none of that, because it's so crazy the stuff that us women have to go through to have babies. When we're little, it feels like everybody says, don't kiss anybody, you're gonna get pregnant at a blink of an eye. And when you're grown up, married or stable, or you know, you have a partner and you want to have babies, and sometimes it's harder to have them, you ask yourself why. So like, why me? Why is this happening? Why is this taking so long? You see people all around you, like younger kids that get pregnant the first time, or that they didn't even want kids, and it makes you like, why does that happen? Like, it just, you know. And I am sending baby dust to all of you mamas that are trying to, you know, get pregnant for the first time, for the second time, for the third time, because I feel like the next time we try to have a baby, I'm gonna try and be more easy on myself, because I was very hard on myself about this, and I blame myself a lot for it taking so long. And it did. But I strongly believe in the ovulation strips, and I feel like they really do work, because it worked for us. And it was on the first trying the ovulation strips. So we hadn't gotten pregnant for so long, and as soon as I started using them, it worked. So I highly recommend those. If you guys haven't tried to track your cycle, highly recommend to track it. Also, that's a good natural family planning thing. Like, that's how you can, instead of using hormonal birth control, you can use natural family planning. There's a lot of YouTube videos on that. I wouldn't do it, because I feel like there's still a chance of a baby going up in there. But if you're really on it, you can do it really good and not get, you know, prevent a pregnancy without putting anything in your body. So this baby was totally planned, totally wanted. We have been wanting this baby for forever, and we're so excited. Now just some happier, I guess, news. I'm sorry, I feel like that was such a downer. It just gets me so emotional when it comes to this whole situation. So now we are 18 weeks and about to be 19, about almost halfway there. Next week we'll be halfway there, and it makes me so excited, because I feel like time is going by fast and time is going by slow at the same time. We are doing a lot better now. Round ligament pains are the worst. I hate them. I have them every freaking day, and I don't know if it's because of my C-section or it's just a thing that happens. Let me show you guys my belly and see if you guys can see it. So here is the belly. I hope that's a good enough like belly shot. I don't think so. I feel like you can't really see it. Ooh. So she's cooking up in there. So she's definitely cooking up in there. She's kicking me like crazy. A couple of weeks ago, she was kicking wild, and I honestly was tripping out because I did not feel Elena till I was like 20 something weeks. And with her, I seriously think I started feeling her at 13, which is super early, but I could feel the flutters. And then like 2 weeks ago, I started feeling her little kicks like right under my boobs, and she was just kicking and kicking and kicking like crazy during the day, at night, anytime. The last time I went to the doctors, they just did a heartbeat Doppler, and ooh, it hurts so bad because she was pressing on like my lower abdomen, like my uterus, I guess. She was pressing so hard trying to find the heartbeat, and she was freaking me out because she couldn't find the heartbeat, and she took forever. And then she found it. She was like, oh, it's right there. She was a lot higher up. And I was like, no shit, I could have told you. I feel her up here. Like, I felt her up here. She is not down there. Like, worried. And then once she found it, I was like, okay. Like, I knew she was there. You were just freaking me out for a little bit. But we're so excited. I am so excited. Elena is so excited to have a baby sister. Before we knew she was a girl, I highly thought it was a boy. That was just my intuition as a mom. I thought it was a boy, but I think because I really wanted a boy, just to have my pair and maybe be done. But it's a girl, and I'm super excited because I feel like a lot of things I didn't get to do with Elena, I can do them with her now. Oh, and I don't know if I told you guys her name. So her name is gonna be Amelia Juliet. So if you guys don't know, I am the biggest freaking fan of Grey's Anatomy. My most obsession, like the obsession I have for the show is bad. I have watched it probably 50 times over, like all seasons. And every time there's a new season coming out, I watch it all through until I get to the newer season. And I usually like get exactly to whenever they premiere the new season, and it's just so therapeutic for me. I love Grey's Anatomy, and I love Amelia Shepherd, so baby girl's name is Amelia. So Amelia Juliet is gonna be her name, and I'm super excited to just for everything. And I have so much baby clothes. I am waiting to do like a little baby haul with like clothes and show you guys where I've been getting it, because I am definitely real cheap when it comes to baby clothes. I am not gonna spend $40 on a onesie when I know they're gonna grow out of it fast or they're gonna spit on it. And hopefully if we do have a baby shower, then I will definitely do a baby shower haul, because I know my baby shower haul that is on YouTube is one of my most watched videos. I think people just really like those videos, and this is definitely going to be a very small baby shower, but I'm sure there'll be some nice gifts in there from family. So I cannot wait to show you guys that, but that'll probably happen in about 2 months, so we got a long time to go. By the way, let me know when you did your baby shower. I'm still debating if I should do it later on or earlier on, because with Elena, I was about 2 months before she came, and I didn't have that big of a belly. But this baby, I feel like I have a bigger belly than I did at like 7 months with her. So I feel like I will have a big enough belly in like 2 months. At like 7 months, I feel like I will be big enough to look cute like in the baby shower, but I don't know. So let me know what weeks you guys had your baby shower, drive-by baby shower, whatever you did. Let me know in the comments what, like, how far along were you when you did it, because I really need recommendations about this. So hopefully you guys like this video. I feel like it was all over the place, but I feel like I got my point across. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I will get back to you guys. And thanks so much for watching. Bye! Besitos!